whatever you do, my beloved humans, I Gaia will love and assist you as you do it. My dear human inhabitants, the physical structures of form in this quadrant of space are preparing to transmute into the higher frequencies of spirit. By spirit I mean that which is infused with the light of creation. This light of creation serves as a higher dimensional screen upon which thought can be projected and then enlivened by emotion. I, Gaia, and the high ones who are supporting me, have experimented with many manners in which we could facilitate this process. Since it is the Arcturians' galactic service to be of assistance whenever this moment of transmutation, they are constantly within and around my planetary self. Some of the life forms of my quadrant of space may fear their death. However, when our light flashes into the one of the now, they will remember that death is merely a release from the 3D matrix of illusion. Life cannot die, it can only transmute into a higher or lower frequency of expression. Some humans are still attached to the reality they have known as real for myriad incarnations. Therefore, they may resist the process of planetary transmutation in any manner that they can. It is this power of resistance that creates a waver in the energy field of transmutation to stall the event in a manner that can create frozen moments of lower frequencies in the 3D matrix. Those who cannot release their fear-based reality will resist the process of transmutation, and will believe that their reality is destructing. On the other hand, those who choose the path of unconditional love will perceive that a new reality is constructing. I, Gaia, wish to share many of my communications with you in this small book. I want you to remember that I have loved and supported you throughout your entire process of transmutation, just as you have been with me. Beloved Ascending Ones, we are a team. In fact, we are the Ascension team. Together, we will perceive islands of transmutation that expand as more and more of my inhabitants transmute back into their true multidimensional expressions. Let us join together within my messages to you all. Dear people of my body, dear ones, I am Gaia. I am joyous to communicate with you, the people of my body. I am very grateful for the connection made from my heart, to your heart, to the heart of the sun, then to the heart of the great central sun. Our entire galaxy is preparing for ascension into the higher dimensions. Unfortunately, Earth is one of the challenge points, because we are one of the few planets that still have life in the first through third dimensions. It is the shift from the third-fourth dimension into the fifth dimension, which is such a shock to my physical inhabitants. This shift is especially difficult, as many of my people no longer feel united with me, their planet. Do you remember how you were united with the Great Mother when you were priests and priestesses in my temples? In your modern day, my people seldom bond with me, or even believe that I am alive. However, you, the members of my planetary ascension team, have been ever faithful in your commitment to our planet. Multidimensional communication. All of my first and second dimensional creatures shall ascend with me because they are in complete unity with my consciousness. Hence, they shall remain attached to me as I make the transition. These creatures neither seek to possess objects nor to gain power over others. Therefore, they have no need to clutch onto a reality that is becoming extinct. In fact, many of the extinct plants and animals have actually preceded humanity into my new, higher dimensional Earth. If you humans could learn from the first and second dimensional components of yourself, it would be easier for you to assist me and yourselves in the transformation of our biological matter, cellular structure, and DNA. I wish to remind you that you have access to all of my multidimensional kingdoms through your own human form. You can learn to communicate with these inner dimensions of your body by appreciating them on my body, Earth, and in my aura. For example, my first dimensional kingdom of crystals, rocks, mountains, lakes, rivers, oceans, rain, wind, sky, etc. can be communicated with by enjoying and appreciating the great beauty of my nature. My second dimensional kingdom of plants, trees, insects, fish, and many members of the animal kingdom, can also be merged with through hearing, appreciating, and surrendering to the call of nature. My third dimensional kingdom of humans, and more evolved animals, can be communicated with through thought, emotion, reasoning, creativity, and symbolic or verbal language. My fourth dimensional kingdom is the realm of dreams, meditation, magic, creative bliss, dancing, singing, playing, listening to music, having fun, excitement and creativity, and communicating via empathy and telepathy with elemental worlds. You can further experience the fourth dimension by traveling in your astral body to my wonderful kingdom of fairy. My fifth dimensional world can be communicated with through surrender, calm, peace, centeredness, unconditional love, and multidimensional merging with higher dimensional life forms, as well as higher frequency aspects of yourself. My fifth dimensional world is the vibration from whence I came and to which I shall return. However, my fifth dimensional Earth will be greatly transformed as we return to, and simultaneously create, new star Earth. By allowing our consciousness to be temporarily confined by the 3D matrix, albeit through many eons of 3D time, we have transformed ourselves enough to create that to which we are returning. Do not try to understand this concept. Instead, allow the meaning to be revealed to you as calmly as the morning sun rises across the waters. Patience. I remind you again to be patient, for time, as you know it, is ending. You have prepared for this moment in many, many lives. You were among the ones who first reduced the spin of the molecules of light. Hence, you are among the first to amplify it. However, remember that there is no time, as time is particular to the third dimension. As the dimensions shift, so does time. Therefore, there is no need to be impatient. All is proceeding according to a clock which is beyond your third dimensional conception. Allow the process to continue, and maintain the balance of inner peace as often as you can. Call to me, Gaia, and I shall assist you. Remember, my ones, you do not create your light body. You reveal it. You thrust aside the illusions of separation and limitation and decide to stop playing the 3D game. Then slowly, as you remember your multidimensional self, layer by layer, you will feel a release of tension, a diminishing of anxiety, and an abundance of lightness. Re-emergence of the goddess. Unconditionally love your physical body. Whether you are currently incarnated in a male or female body today, I ask you, once again, to remember your lives in which you served me as priests and priestesses. When you were a priest or priestess serving the goddess, the human body was a sacred temple. Your shape and form were not determined by those outside of you, or by a patriarchal world intent on diminishing women. The goddess has always worn many forms, and finds all of them beautiful. Some of her trees are tall and thin, while others are short and broad. However, all are meant to serve the purpose that is consistent with their shape. Each of my priests and priestesses has an innate shape that best serves their purpose. My priestesses do not have to capture men with their body. Therefore, they needn't be driven to love their body only when it is considered beautiful by men. Your society has trained many women that they are without worth if they do not look like the few. This fallacy greatly diminishes the very female power that we are now wishing to restore. I also suffered this prejudice towards my priestesses. Some of my land and creatures have been deemed not worthy and have been destroyed, abandoned, or polluted. I love all that which holds form within my consciousness, as much as I love the spirit which ignites that form into life. The mystical marriage. As the goddess energy is revitalized on my planet, masculine and feminine polarities will merge in the mystical marriage. Then women will feel their inner male and men will feel their inner female. Furthermore, this merging of the god and goddess energy within your physical earth vessels will activate your inner divine child, who will mature into your divine adult. Know that the form that your self wears, your current earth vessel, is the physical temple of your spirit. Unconditionally love your temple as you unconditionally love your spirit self. See, hear, and feel the life within all form, and love it unconditionally. I ask those of you now incarnated in a male form to also remember the female essence that lives within you. In that manner, you can again honor the goddess without feeling that you are somehow compromising yourself. As both priests and priestesses return to light body, the mystical marriage of male and female will merge your gender polarities into the oneness of the higher worlds. Clock setters. You, my dear people who have awakened to your unity with all life, know that I, Gaia, am alive. You are the clock setters who have returned from your true selves on Arcturus, the Pleiades, Sirius, or another higher dimensional reality to incarnate on my body in this long-awaited moment. These higher dimensional aspects of yourself are simultaneously alive and guiding you from your higher dimensional realities. As a clock setter, you were among the first who came here to initiate third-dimensional time. You entered the 3D experiment when Earth, in fact the entire galaxy, was fourth-dimensional. The clock setters were the ones who initiated the filters of manifestation to create a vibratory rate low enough to accumulate matter. In other words, you decelerated the vibratory rate enough for time to become locked into the photons of my consciousness. You may wonder what I mean by that statement, so allow me to explain. Our fifth-dimensional resonant energy is so high that the spin of light photons does not allow polarization. Light and dark, male and female, are exactly the same. As the vibration lowers, so does the spin. As the spin lowers in frequency, there is a start of one cycle and an end to another cycle. Therefore, there is time, as there is a beginning and an end. Between this beginning and end is a time period. To further explain, a cycle is one complete rotation of a light molecule. In the fifth dimension, the spin is so rapid that it is continuous, with no beginning and no end. Because of this, one complete rotation is not measurable. In the fourth dimension, the spin is slowed enough to create polarization. However, the fourth-dimensional rate of spin is wavering and unstable, as it tries to create form in an ever-changing reality. The forms, which are a result of this divergent spin, are extremely mutable and prone to change. In the third dimension, time and form are very stable because the spin is incredibly slow in relation to the higher planes. The rate of spin of light photons for the physical world is so slow that matter is able to adhere to it. As this happens, the spin becomes even slower, more matter, slower still, even more matter, even slower. A new experience. We, the planetary consciousness of Gaia, desired the third-dimensional experience of form/space and movement/time. We had already experienced our fifth-dimensional character as a star, our fourth-dimensional reality as the kingdom of Fairy, and our ethereal world as Lemuria. At the time of Atlantis, our vibration was of the lower fourth dimension, but it quickly fell to the third dimension after Atlantis's demise. We, the manifested components of Gaia's consciousness, wanted to have a different perception. Therefore, we decided to allow ourselves to be lowered into the third dimension in order to gather new experiences. We wanted to see if spirit could be maintained in such a low-frequency form. We, the beings who are Gaia, are unique in our decision to create and inhabit life on a third-dimensional planet. Many third-dimensional planets did not make that choice. The clock setters lived in the final days of the Mayan civilization, just before the last evacuation of the Mayan founders to their homeworlds. These Mayan elders calibrated Earth's clock to enter into the photon belt at this time. It is the entry into the higher frequency light of the photon belt that will activate the commencement of planetary ascension in 2012. Tenets of creation. As I said earlier, Earth has been a challenging point, a cornerstone, for the ascension of this galaxy, as it carries third-dimensional life. Because of the fear of my planet's inhabitants, the planetary frequency is lower than much of our galaxy. All the beings of the planet Earth, myself included, have taken on a great trial in that we are the planet of emotion. The emotions of rage and terror lowers the planetary vibration, whereas the emotions of bliss and spiritual love raises the planetary vibration. You, the brave souls who have incarnated on my body, know that it is quite difficult to remember your fifth-dimensional light body after you've experienced many lives of third-dimensional emotion. It is also complicated to raise your vibration because life in the third dimension creates an addiction to the reward of physical, sensate pleasures. This addiction is amplified by your need for comfort due to the many fears and sorrows of physical life. Furthermore, the social pressure to excel in the eyes of others creates a need for outside reward and the social status of possessions. As a result, in order to raise your vibration, you will need to release your sensate addictions and your desire for possessions and rewards. The third-dimensional world has been based on hard work and reward. This process has been very addictive as well, as a myth has been created over many incarnations that you must put energy out to receive energy back. This perspective leads to the belief that you must work hard and struggle in order to create a home, a job, a child. However, from the fifth-dimensional perspective, work is not necessary for creation. Manifestation is done instantly with ease and unconditional love. The tenet of the third dimension is that you must do in order to obtain or create. On the other hand, in the higher dimensions, the tenet is that you must be in order to create. Third-dimensional creativity is active and receptive, whereas fifth-dimensional creativity is passive and expressive. Expression of self is the only concept of possession in the dimensions above the fourth, as you create by being still and allowing your essence to flow through you. Fifth-dimensional consciousness, and beyond, is innately constant, focused and joyful. You will not need to try or learn. All you need do is be still and remember unconditional love and boundless joy. Yes, I understand how difficult that can be while holding a third-dimensional form. However, this remembrance will serve to accelerate the spin of the photons in your body, and facilitate your integration of the higher light of your soul self. Look to my animal kingdom to see how to joyfully play with each other.